Hi again, everybody, and welcome on an evening here in Denver, Colorado. It's Colorado Rapids 2 getting ready to play host to Austin FC 2 in a rematch of the 2023 Western Conference Final. Michael Wattring with you, with our entire crew. Elated to have you on board here to wrap up a six-match Friday night in MLS Next Pro. Two teams, as I mentioned, great years last year. Colorado Rapids tied for the best record in the league overall with Crown Legacy, the best record in the Western Conference. Austin FC on the other side, they won the championship. But both teams find themselves at the bottom of the league table. Unfamiliar positions that both coaches discussed when I spoke with them this week. We'll get into that much more as we go throughout this match. But here is how the table looks right now. Take a look at the points on that right-hand side. Certainly results catapult you up that board, but look at the top six, all with double-figure points, perhaps separating themselves from the rest of the group. Tonight's match critical for both coaches here this evening, as Austin has played a lot of tight matches. They've lost all three of their penalty shootouts. Colorado on the other side, they've given up more goals than they're used to and haven't been able to find the net as frequently as typically you would see. In that Western Conference Final last year, two starters remained: Stevie Flores and Marlon Vargas. Vargas is the team's leading goal scorer this season with 4. Here tonight, 5 teenagers in the starting 11 and 4 different countries represented from Eric Bushy's group here this evening for Colorado Rapids 2. Austin on the other side, more players returning. 4 starters tonight were starters in that Western Conference Final last season. There's 9 countries represented here this evening. Sheikh Toure makes his return to the lineup for this Austin FC 2 side. They've been good on the road. Of course, they won all 4 last year on the road in the postseason. This year, 1 win and 1 draw. One of the 8 teams in the league remaining without a loss. Throughout the month of May, pro officials will support Huntington Disease Society of America's drive to increase awareness for the fight for Huntington disease in memory of Terry Vaughn, who passed away a year ago. That will be yesterday, will mark the 1-year anniversary. Born and raised in Mount Vernon, Iowa, Terry learned that he had the gene that causes HD when he was 30, but never let that fight prevent him. Pro Referees has introduced a new award in Terry's memory, the Terry Vaughn Match Official of the Year Award. So an honorable cause that you will see those blue wristbands on officials throughout the month of May. Everybody's settling in here. A little bit of a chilly evening, but great to have you on board here on MLSNextPro.com. The whistle blows, and the candle is lit here on this Friday evening. Gray uniforms for Colorado, white for Austin. Michael Wattring with you on a fine Friday here in Denver. Our official tonight is Benjamin Meyer. Forgot to mention that at the outset, but you spoke with both of these coaches this week, and you could sense a little bit of urgency within both coaches, but also understanding where they sit at this point in the year. When you talk about Brett Utley of Austin FC 2, he's seen a lot of growth. There's been difficult results to this point, but says if the ball's bounced a different way in 1 or 2 games, totally different season. Could very easily be among that top 5 or 6 group in the league this year. Meanwhile, for Eric Bushy, it is quite the change from last year's group. 22 different players have played at least 122 minutes. Overall, 28 different players have played for the team that had the best point total in the Western Conference. So how does tonight's match turn out? Looking at the big picture, just 4 field players available for Austin FC 2, a full complement on the roster for Rapids 2. Perhaps that will play a role here tonight. Rapids 2 getting settled in here. Colorado is one of the 10 teams remaining in the league this year without a home victory, 2 losses and a draw. They also have lost their penalty shootout. To take away the midfield from Ramirez. Leaves it for Farkalin. Austin always stingy. They've only given up 6 goals this season. It's tied for the third fewest in Next Pro. All 6 goals that they've allowed have come in the second half. And last week, great performance against Ventura County through the first 60 minutes or so. And Brett Utley echoed that. They're in control of that game. They didn't handle the big game moments at the end. The goal that they allowed came off of a goal kick in transition and then multiple bounces on a corner kick. Meanwhile, Eric Bushy looked at his group, a 2-0 setback against North Texas in the most recent matchup. And there is certainly some growth. Plenty of work that has been done so far. And after a free weekend last week, spent a lot of time in training, working on that competitive nature out there on the pitch. This ball trickles back into a very dangerous area. Austin actually fairly fortunate to get that ball. Here's Monteferro, one of the 4 returning starters from last year's final. On this left-hand side, Ruhanga able to find his teammate. Each side starts multiple teenagers, 5 for Colorado, 3 for Austin. And each group has 3 players with collegiate experience. As always in this league, a variety of players at a variety of stages within their career. Rapids winless in their last 5. Have not scored in their last 226 minutes. Meanwhile, Austin has only scored 4 times on the season. One would think that tonight's match will be a defensive struggle with goal scoring at a premium, but that's not always the case. Farkelin brings it down for Austin. Sprints into the box, steps over it, decides to wind one up, and ultimately it's controlled rather comfortably from Ethan Bandray. The 25-year-old started his college career at Pacific, went to Northwestern, and he gobbles this one up. Always dangerous when you have multiple defenders sitting in front of you. Can always be a deflection, but Bandray, super experienced. Spent the last couple seasons with Sporting Kansas City 2. Controls the first opportunity of the match for either side. 4 matches are final. There's one that is still going on. That's the Town and Houston. Match, looking at it right now, is in penalties. Second match in a row to go to PKs. Alonso Ramirez. Lurking, twisting ball to this left-hand side. A sprinting start. Picked up by Farkelin. He's in a dangerous location. Farkelin doesn't get enough of that one and very frustrated at himself as well. You can see the reaction after he hit that ball. Easy save from Bandray. Colorado has only scored 8 times this season. It looked like it hit a hand of 2 right. Really excited to have him back. The journey with his health, allowing him to settle into this group here for Austin FC 2. Marcus Alstrup. The challenges to him from Brett Utley was finding that command between the posts. This ball behind Pino. All the way back, Bandray. See some players with the long sleeve shirts tonight. Probably needed. It was windy earlier as the sun was setting here at the University of Denver Soccer Stadium. A nice pitch though. Manicured. Flicking header trickles to midfield. Bodies collide, but eventually Stevie Flores walks out of there with it. Flores 5th all-time in appearances for Rapids 2. Farkelin doesn't want to go here. Already taken 2 shots in this match. He's back on possession. Rapids looking for the defense. Farkelin turns the corner. Comes back, shoots again from a tight angle. Yet again, Bandray with the response with both paws. There's a swinging deflection. Pino could not catch up to it. And a foul whistled in the midfield on Alec Diaz. Farkland, 3 shots so far, all 3 saved from Bandray. A good way to pad the statistics. Ball on the right-hand side with 7 minutes elapsed so far in this match. This game originally supposed to be on Sunday. They moved it up here to Friday night at the tail end of last week. And these 2 groups to get a kickstart to the weekend performance. Aguirre leaves it. Now Bandray swings it out to the left sideline. Into the middle of the field. It bounces right into the chest of Bonachera. He receives it again and draws the foul. And on his backside, Facundo Nunez. For the quick restart. Portland, Red Bulls, and St. Louis City all winners in regulation. Atlanta taking the extra point after a 0-0 draw with a 4-2 win in PKs. These are the 4 matches that are final. The Town and Houston still gliding through penalties. And this the lone show in MLS Next Pro to wrap up this Friday night. 6 matches tonight, 3 tomorrow, and 4 more wrap up the weekend on Sunday. Vargas glides it wide left. Toure defends. Garcia curls around and bounces it off of Toure. So we get our first look at a corner kick here this evening. Facundo Nunez, the 18-year-old from Uruguay, will do the honors as he walks over to that far flag. Pushing, wanted more danger inside of the box. Does this set the stage for this Friday night? In swinging ball, middle of the box. Monteferro heads it away. Running start for Farkland. Unable to hold on to it as collision there in midfield. Watches the ball go all the way back to Bandray. 10th minute of play in this Western Conference final rematch. 0-0 the score so far. Michael Watchering and her crew inviting you to come in and hang out with us here on this Friday evening. Garcia. To the sideline. That's the other Garcia. Anthony to Daniel. Now back to Bandray. For Farkland, we would not see a shot so far in this match. All 3 from Farkland, all 3 have been on target. Anthony Garcia. Johnson gets it back, the native of Honduras. In his last couple of years with Motagua. There's a back-spinning ball to that left sideline, and the flag up for offside. Seems like everybody in the park knew that that was an offside. It is fascinating to look at the schedules and how things look right now. This is the 4th of the first 7 for Austin on the road to begin this season, but then they see 4 of the next 6 at home when they return against SKC2. On May 17th, after a road trip to St. Louis City 2. Strip lines this one up, shows off the leg, but there's nobody in a white jersey there, and Bandray retreats and picks it up. Both keepers showcasing their strong legs so far, and this one better from Rapids too, aiding in possession. That left-hand side, sprinting run from Nunez. Goes for naught as the pass goes all the way back around. Eric Bushy talked about the necessity between balancing the conversations about development That's always the priority before the results, but certainly a reason for him to continue to remind his player. He says from his standpoint, he would be the same coach and the same person if he was coaching the first team or the second team. This ball to that left sideline once more. This one trickles out harmlessly ultimately. It is final between the Town and Houston Dynamo. And the Dynamo win the penalties 5-3. After Gonzalez tied the score in second half stoppage time. The Dynamo take the additional point, so the Town go from thinking that they have 3 to only holding on to 1 in that match. Neither of these two sides have been all that successful this season in penalties. Houston losing a couple. Losing 3 rather. And this ball gets picked up quickly, wanting to go fast is Toure. Foul whistled. Brian Utley talked about what he envisioned with his group entering this weekend, trying to simulate the competitive nature that is required on a match-to-match basis. Talked about that there was a 5-field soccer tennis tournament as a warm-up. He wanted a winner out of it. Every exercise that they do has some kind of competitive element. It's always a final and a little bit of extra motivation with what they do within their training session. Garcia wants to cut it in. He's able to work around Farkland. This pass trickles into the air. Harmlessly, ultimately, Farkland nods it away. It goes all the way back to midfield as Colorado resets its shape. In the middle of the park, it's Aguirre. Strip, 19-year-old out of Denmark. Taking over for Damian Loss. Both of these teams saw their goalkeepers move on. Loss and Abraham Rodriguez, two starters when these two sides met in the Western Conference Final last season. Here's Bonachera, Spaniard. Last couple of years at Villarreal too. Strip lines it up around the park. Pino chases. Bandray puts an end to that. Quickly and efficiently wandering out to pick that ball up. Colorado without a shot so far. All 3 of the shots from Austin have been on target and have been from one man. The 22-year-old Brian Farkland. This part of the match is brought to you by UC Health. With personalized care and locations across Colorado, UC Health is here for you no matter where your story takes you. UC Health, live extraordinary. Strip pulls this one over. You can see the talent level that both these two sides possess. Very strong in possession. The ultimate missing ingredient, though, has been that star goal scorer. Remember last season, Remy Cabral and Darren Happy for Colorado and Valentin Noel for Austin. Players that each side leaned heavily on to find the net. dancing around here. Toure swings it backwards. Now through the middle. Mazzaferro gets his head up and picks out the left sideline. Farkland, he's been the most dangerous man on the field so far. All 3 shot attempts coming from that right foot. Ramirez nestles in the middle of the park. And back to this left-hand sideline. Bonachera. It's good work to get the ball on this side of the pitch. Don't lead to anything for Austin. Excellent pass, and it picks out Toure. Toure debates, chooses the middle, and it is a resounding opening goal. Babosi Bairuhanga scores the opener in the 18th minute, his first of the season. Austin knocks on the door and breaks it down in the 18th. And a 1-0 advantage. Toure picks a pocket. Bairuhanga slides through the middle and bangs that one in. Phenomenal work there. That was a very, very good team goal. Two-ray pass sets it all up. And an excellent start to this match for a team that has been shut out in 2 of its last 3. Austin gets the opener in this one. Similar tale to last week. They scored in the 17th minute last week against Ventura County, would lead 2-0 at halftime before conceding twice in the second half. One of the top teams in this league this season. How does Colorado respond? Nunez hits that ball high into the air and it winds up out of play. For Farkland, it's his first professional goal. Scored in his very last collegiate game in Texas Rio Grande Valley, twice against San Jose State. And tonight in his first professional season, he has a goal, and it was a very crisp and clean finish. Under a great deal of anxiety now. Austin unable to hold on to possession. Garcia teeing this one up. Aguirre had the idea to play that ball into Anthony Garcia, and it winds up in the paws of Alstrup. When you look at Austin this season, the 2 first-half goals last week against Ventura County, their other 2 goals prior to tonight had come in the last 10 minutes of matches. And any coach in any team will dissect the opening 20 minutes of a match, and having to score early always beneficial as we hit that 20-minute mark now. Austin 1, Colorado 0. Bairuhanga scoring in the 18th minute. And the 4th shot attempt of the game. All 4 have been on target for Austin. Rapids without one so far. Good to have you with us here on MLSNextPro.com. Michael Watrang and our crew enjoying the night with you. Mazzaferro thought about teeing one up. When you look back at that goal that they scored, this is exactly what they did. Patience was incredible. They held on to the ball, worked it around the park, picked out the middle of the field, and eventually, in a blink of an eye, with 2 passes, Bairuhanga found himself open right in the middle of the 18-yard box and pounced on his chance. Farkland holds on to this one. Farkland thought about it, now tees it up! And it takes a deflection. Farkland has been dangerous, and that one just wide. Here it is again. Farkland finds himself in a pocket, and if not for this deflection, I wonder where that ball would end up.
My team's winning, so I'm going to be happy about it.
Farkland's been close on a few occasions. There's a corner kick coming. This ball bounces in, takes a couple ricochets, rolls back out. Another chance here for Toure. Stings it in. Mazzaferro's header ends up wide. And I misspoke earlier. Ruhanga has scored. That came against Ventura County last April. So making a correction on that. Ruhanga with his second professional goal. This ball trickles around. And sent out. Back out to the middle of the park. Gomez. Mazzaferro. Thing that Brett Utley talked about is when you look at the recent run of games that they had been in, they've been top 10 in a lot of the analytical categories that they track in terms of controlling games. The expected goals numbers and other numbers that they track. But in terms of the aggressiveness and trying to create goal-scoring chances, just haven't been as high. And his question for his team entering the night was, how can you be more effective in the final third? Trying to see his team be a little bit more ruthless in and around the box. And that box check so far with 6 shots to none in this match and the lone goal. This part of the match is brought to you by King Soopers. Hometown grocer, hometown team. Strip retreats. In the middle of the field, this ball takes just enough of a header for Micah Burton. And now there's a breakaway here. Austin swings it out wide. Farkland, he's got choices to make. Farkland wants the right foot, shoots, it bounces off of the ground and then off of Bandray's paw out wide. It's still in play. Toure back on it. Ramirez recycles. Once again, Farkland at the forefront of these chances. Bandray coming up with his 4th save already of the match. All of the chances right now coming from one side, and that's a team in the white uniforms. Left sideline, this ball bounces. Yet again, it's Farkland. He has eyes for the 18. This time goes to his left foot. Defense flawless. Stevie Flores controls that moment. Farkland wants to get this one back. Nunez pounds this ball across the field. Toure skims it back for Alstrup. Austin winless in 3 in a row. It's the 3rd time in their club's history that they've had a 3-match winless drought. Never had 4. This ball brought down. Alec Diaz leaves it. Anthony Garcia, unable to hold on. Alstrup, not all that convincing in the clearance, but it's truly a flawless pass from Micah Burton, who finished the Western Conference final last year as a sub. Farkland once more. This is a good battle going here on this side. Stevie Flores defends. Farkland using the right foot once more and unable to convert his pass. Flores looking for help, doesn't find it. Mazzaferro patiently and always relaxed. retreating this time. Irvin Torres gets it back. Loops this ball along that right sideline. Over to rescue it and send it away is Nate Jones. Number 5 overall pick by Austin on draft night. That was traded. His rights to Rapids later that evening. It's the 5th time these teams have met. Austin has never won. 2 wins for Rapids, 2 draws in this fixture. To that left sideline. Ball has too much pace on it for Colorado to hold on to it. Eric Bushy challenged his group to embrace the changes from year to year. Senses progress being made throughout his team on a day-to-day basis. They answer tonight, a goalless drought now. That's over 250 minutes since they last scored on April 7th. Farkland fouls Flores. It's a good run here. Rapids looking for their first shot of the match. Vargas doesn't complete his pass. In the 30th minute, Austin has had all 7 shots in the contest. Rapids have only had 1 touch inside of their attacking box. Obosi Baruhanga scores in the 18th minute for Austin. That's the lone goal so far of this match. Michael Watchering and our MLS Next Pro broadcast crew, thanking you for tuning in here this evening. Under no pressure, Allstrip. Again, no white jerseys there. This part of the match is brought to you by your Front Range Toyota stores. Toyota, let's go places. Here's Vargas, trying to find just a sliver of space. Twisted out wide, Anthony Garcia able to grab it right along the touchline. This is a similar build that led to the Austin goal. Do the Rapids have a rebuttal? Flores. Vargas again comes out to get it. He's got 4 goals this season. Needs some help. Nunez. To the end line. Excellent defending, handled well from Bonachera. Austin trying to get the ball out of harm's way, and unable to link up enough passes to get it out of their end. Now it's time for the Rapids. Nunez it along, and it's pushed out of play from Mazzaferro. again, Colorado will bend the ball around the park. Still no shot attempts for Colorado here in this match. And shut out in back-to-back contests. Here's this ball into the 18. The turn was good. Clever from Alec Diaz. The Puerto Rican was not able to get around the corner entirely. Garcia gets away with that errant pass after Farkland got a piece. Aguirre took it over. It's a good first touch. Garcia chases. Who hit that ball last? And it was Colorado after a ricochet. And a goal kick here for Austin. Don't miss Austin FC2's next game, May 12th, when they visit John Klein in City 2. Coverage from City Park Stadium begins at 7 p.m. Eastern on MLS Season Pass. Hunga, the goal scorer. Possession has favored Austin in this one. 61% of it, and that's even with what Colorado just did by holding on to it for the last couple minutes. There's an interception though, but unable to hold on to it. Farkland straddling the chalk. Mazzaferro. Enzo Ramirez pointing out his teammates in front of them. There's no pressure right now from Colorado whatsoever. Austin just gives the ball away. And a foul whistle. Free kick yet again. Sheikh Torre. Starter 23 times last season. Always count on him for consistency on that right back side. Even Torres. Unable to link up. That ball looked like it took an unexpected bounce. Looking back at last year's Western Conference final, it was scoreless all the way to the end. Going into the penalty shootout, Austin left no doubt. They converted all 4 of their penalties, and they would go on to win 4-1 in PKs. An errant play there from Bandray. Unforced error leads to a corner kick. And those are the moments, if you're Eric Bushy, that'll drive you crazy. Does Austin FC take advantage of that moment? Here's Toure. Whips this ball to the back post. It's headed down to the 6. Rapids clear. Hunga guides it all the way back. The strip resets. Brett Utley talked about the challenges that they've had in terms of their attack. And so many times this year, and perhaps they've shown the ability, but how do they generate the opportunities and teach them to finish? And he said you have to simulate that every day. Now under duress, Vargas leaves it off. Garcia twists it back. Intended target, Alec Diaz. Unable to get there in time. Daniel Garcia. Nunez. This is a well-timed pass. Choices do Rapids have now. It goes into the 18, and it winds up on the back post here for Stevie Flores. Daniel Garcia angles this one into the air, and Marcus Alstrup, one of the longer goalkeepers at 6'3", handles that one with composure. We've got more MLS Next Pro action for you tomorrow. And first up, it's Revs 2 and Fire 2 at 1 p.m. Eastern on MLS Season Pass. This ball ends up all the way back. Daniel Garcia. The right-hand side, Nunez through the middle. Frederick plays it to the left-hand side. First touch from Frederick, the number 2 overall pick by Rapids in the draft. This ball works out well. Nunez had his eyes set on a volley and goes wide right. Colorado without a shot attempt so far. Winless in their last 5 since they opened the season with a win against St. Louis City. That was a 2-1 victory on the road. Looking to overcome this 1-0 deficit. Austin looking for more, and they begin their mount forward. Bonachera. And a foul whistled here in the middle of the field. Bodies collide. Anthony Garcia comes back. Micah Burton goes down, and the 17-year-old restarts play quickly. '40th minute of play. Austin 1, Colorado 0. Obasi Irohanga scores in the 18th minute on a two-ray cross. A reverberating goal. Austin has outshot Colorado 7-0 in this match. 5 of those 7 have been on target. Michael Watring and her crew guiding you along here on this Friday night, the final of 6 matches in MLS Next Pro for the evening. That's a Faro. Here's Farkelen. He's been dangerous. 4 shots in this game so far. That's a Faro. Ramirez. Pino. That's a Faro. Still learning how to pass in the attack. His next stage of development coming there. Pino the target. He collides. Bodies go down. And let's see. We'll get a stoppage. There is no foul. Rather, it's a stoppage for Pino picking up a knock. I'll take another look at that one. Here it is again. You can see Pino between 2 defenders go up strong. And it looks like Nate Jones got the better end of that deal. And Pino goes down and requires the medical attention. And we look at one of the best parts of MLS Next Pro, of the many benefits that this league has had. It's been the off-field treatment rule. Prior to implementing the rule, there are about 6 instances of stoppage per match. That's stoppages due to potential injury for at least 15 seconds. Under that rule in 2023, it was less than 1.5. Certainly head injuries a little bit different, but those rules implemented at the MLS level, initially instituted in 2022. Pino getting looked at here. Sebastian has played 9 matches with the Peru U20 side. And as I mentioned at the outset, this is not a very deep. Austin side here this evening. They only have 4 field players available off of the bench. Aaron Cervantes is the backup goalkeeper. So there's just not a lot of depth that this unit has in totality. This is an extended stoppage here. With his head injury, it brings this game to a dramatic pause. Good to see Pino up, being able to maneuver under his own power. Tonight's night started with Portland taking out Whitecaps. Stoppage time goals in the first and second half. Lead the Timbers 2 to a 2-goal win. Red Bulls and Miami get 3 goals in the first half hour, and Juan Gutierrez puts it away in the 29th minute with what would prove to be the game winner. And a good back and forth affair. St. Louis City scores. Hussein scores in the 11th minute. Weah answers in the 58th. And then Joyner wins it in the 79th for St. Louis City. And then the pair matches going to penalties. 1 apiece between the Town and Houston. Houston takes the extra point. Atlanta and New York 0-0. And Atlanta United takes the additional point in that match. And back into play. It's a long ball sent forward to this right-hand side. Skips away from Stevie Flores. He retreats. And picks it up. Pino is back on the field after the stoppage. So a good sign for him after a couple-minute delay. Aruhanga wheels it out wide. Farkland. Dynamic ability in the wide area. As Brad Utley said, a man that trained with the first team in the preseason. And we get 4 minutes of first half stoppage time here at the University of Denver Soccer Stadium. Michael Watring and our crew watching the end of this first half. And will it lead to anything here before the break? Rapids finally get their first shot attempt in the 39th minute. Pino chases. Bandray sends it to the left sideline. It doesn't beat Burton. And now Burton sprints to the middle of the park. Leaves it back for Ramirez. Aruhanga now on the right-hand side. Irvin Torres. Youngest man on the field tonight at 16 years of age. Monteferro. Farkland. Looking to get out wide. Farkland stops on a dime outside of the 18. Bonacera. It's fine work through the middle of the park. Farkland back on it. Winds this one up into the box. Between 2 of his teammates, headed away. Austin in complete control. Antonio Gomez. Alonso Ramirez. And now Micah Burton. It's been more than 20 minutes since the last official Austin shot. And that early rush of 7 shots in the opening 25. Just 1 shot total between the 2 teams in the last 20+ minutes. This ball bounces in the middle of the field. Juggled and sent backwards. Irvin Torres. Monteferro. Well, this has been a classic Austin match here tonight. Tight, At times back and forth. This ball on the sideline, held on to from Bonachera. Back to the middle of the field. Rapids looking for their first real chance in this one. Wayne Frederick pokes it out wide, and too much on that one for Nunez. Been a frustrating night, that reaction from Nunez, showcasing the thoughts of this Colorado side. Colorado shut out 9 total times in the first 54 matches as a club. Never happened back to back. And now perhaps in danger, if tonight doesn't change in a hurry, perhaps a third. They've only attempted 1 shot in this game. Granted, that's all it takes sometimes, but I'm sure Eric Bushy would like to see a little bit more quantity to go along with quality in half number 2. And you wonder what changes he might make and what adjustments he might want from his team. Ultimately, when you look at the numbers in this half, skewed with the lofty shot attempts, really just a couple chances that Austin has been able to generate. And it really has been that defensive slugfest we expected. Gliding through the middle this time. Garcia whips it in. And it goes wide right ultimately. But by far one of the best chances for Colorado. And why not take a swing from that distance? Anthony Garcia bends that ball around. Alstrip dives and watches it out. And there is our first half whistle. Austin comes on the road where they have been so good and so crisp over the last year plus. Winless in their last 3 for the season. Doing well here on the road. Unbeaten in their last 6 on the road overall. And Bobosi Baruhanga scores in the 18th minute, and it's Austin 1 and Colorado 0 at halftime. Coming up, Michelle visits St. Louis when we come back after a short break.
Really sweet. Ahí está el centro. Gol. Maxi Mesa para pegarle. Maxi le pegó. Puerta. Al derecho. Servicio. El tiro. It's saved by Carlos Coronel. Con autoridad el centro. A la izquierda en las afueras del área. Le pega. Golazo. Externa, va a definir Chicho.
Austin has a 1-0 lead on Colorado after an 18th minute goal from Bobosi Baruhanga. And that's the lead right now in this Western Conference final rematch. Michelle Montaigne wound up in St. Louis this week as she continues to travel the country and she brings you this week's edition of The Report.
The shot. Oh, it's brilliant. They found an equalizer. They get a second to fully seal it. Glasgow!
We kick off the month of May from America's heartland. We're here in the gateway to the West. I'm Michelle Montaigne joining you from beautiful City Park. Now we have a lot to get to from here in the Midwest, but first we start with another historic milestone for MLS Next Pro. For the first time ever, 2 independent clubs competed in the first ever independent derby. Chattanooga FC hosted Carolina Core in front of nearly 4,000 fans, and Jesus Ibarra gave those fans something to cheer about early on, scoring the opener just 7 minutes into the match. Milo Garvanian added the insurance goal for the home side with his first ever professional goal. And with the win, CFC moves into first place in the Eastern Conference. Post-game, Rod Underwood discussed the significance of these 3 points.
We knew coming into this game it was about getting through this game. We knew that we needed to, look, I know the coach, I know the coaching staff. I knew they were prepared, and they were prepared. I knew it was going to be a difficult game, but there's no easy games in our league.
Let's take a look now at Chattanooga FC's upcoming schedule. The month of May kicks off with CFC hosting Orlando City B on May 4th. Then they'll have back-to-back matches on the road. Inter Miami on May 10th, followed by Crown Legacy on May 15th. They close out the month at home versus Atlanta United 2 on May 25th. As for the visitors, Carolina Core has just 3 more games to go on the road before their home opener on Saturday, June 1st versus Huntsville City FC. Make sure you mark that one on your calendars. From a first ever match between 2 independent clubs, we now shift gears to another MLS Next Pro first. Trailing 2-1 in extra time, Eric Hernandez scored his first professional goal in the 91st minute to equalize for Ventura County FC. His late game heroics kept the club atop the West and helped them sit at the top of the league with their 16 total points. Afterward, Hernandez described the feeling following his first pro goal.
Like that situation, I mean, I just saw the opportunity and just went for it. I mean, I saw teammates open, but some people. Yeah, something told me to just hit it, and you know, thanking God for this opportunity. So anything for the win.
Sticking with the goals theme, this week a couple guys scored them in bunches. For the 5th consecutive week, there was a hat-trick performance across the league, and this time, once again, it wasn't just one player achieving the feat. Gerardo Valenzuela not only netted his first 3-goal performance, but the first hat-trick in FC Cincinnati's 3rd season. After scoring in his MLS Next Pro debut last week, he tripled his production in week 2.
We have a very good group of guys, you know, starting or even off the bench. So, yeah, I feel like this year is a very good year for the second team. We knew they were undefeated, and we just wanted to make them defeated, I guess.
Yeah.
So, wanted to beat them, take them off the undefeated board.
For Cameron Habibullah, what's more impressive than a hat trick is posting your second 3-goal outing in a span of 3 weeks. Habibullah now has 7 goals in the month of April and has SKC2 leading the league in goals for, but still gives credit to the group around him.
Yeah, I mean, I'm thankful that I was able to get it, but to be honest, I don't pay too much attention to the individual stuff. I'd rather win the game as a team, play as a team, and yeah, that was the highlight of the day, just the 3 points.
With 7 goals in April alone, Habibullah sits in 2nd place in the Golden Boot race, and no, it's not too early to talk about it. It's never too early to look at who's lighting up the league. New York Red Bulls 2's Roald Mitchell sits in sole first with 8 goals through 5 MLS Next Pro matches. Harold Osorio sits at 6, while a handful of players each have 4 on the season. Somebody's not just paying attention to the goals this season, but form overall. St. Louis City's Lutz Pfannenstiel, the sporting director of the club. And Lutz, I mean, this place has quickly turned into one of the best atmospheres in the entire league. What has made this club so special so quickly?
Yeah, I mean, the infrastructure, as you said, is pretty cool. I mean, I think we have the most modern facility in the country. training facility just around the corner here as well, right in the city center. So I think that's really unique to have everything at one place in the heart of the town as well. And of course the success we had in year one, the success we had in year two in the next pro as well, but especially also building an academy in a city which has so much soccer culture made it a pretty unique opportunity, I think, for everybody. So far so good, but still a lot to do.
Thanks so much, Lutz. We're excited to see how far you guys go this season. And speaking of things we are excited about, there are a lot of other things making noise around MLS Next Pro right now. Some of the guys who starred in this league are now making their names known with their first team clubs. Former MLS Next Pro MVP and Golden Boot winner Jason Russell Rowe netted Crew's game winner in the first leg of the CONCACAF Champions Cup semifinal against Monterrey. Columbus would then follow up their first leg win with a 3-1 victory in the second leg, with the former Capybara Russell Rowe finding the back of the net once again. In MLS action, Inter Miami's Benjamin Cremaschi scored his first goal of the season against the Revolution in front of a record crowd in New England. And U.S. men's youth national team member David Vasquez capped off the highlights by inking a homegrown deal with Philadelphia Union. Now, some of those names earned their fair share of monthly awards during their time in MLS Next Pro. Now it's time to shine the light on our April award winners for this year. Newcomer Chattanooga FC takes home Team of the Month honors. After winning Player of the Week twice in April, Cameron Habibullah takes home Player of the Month, while Benny Feilhaber takes home Coach of the Month, both representing Sporting Kansas City too. For the second straight month, Edward Davis is recognized as your rising star, having co-won the award in March. And taking home goalkeeper honors is Ventura County FC's Brady Scott, an award his coach Matt Taylor thinks he's more than worthy of.
I think it's great for Brady. He has put together some really good performances and is a great asset to his team, both on and off the field. His leadership and the way he mentors the younger players has really helped the team to this point so far in the season.
The standout performances from these guys in the month of April is a big reason why each of their clubs has landed in the top 10 of our MLS Next Pro Power Rankings. Ventura County FC tops the list once again, with the other SoCal team, LAFC 2, taking the second spot. Chattanooga FC rounds out the top 3, and the team that plays right here in City Park finishes out our top 10. You can get a full breakdown of this week's power rankings, and as always, stay up with everything happening around the league at MLSNextPro.com. That does it for this episode of The Report. We'll see you soon from the City of Brotherly Love.
What's coming up in MLS Next Pro? Well, here's what we got for you on Saturday. New England Revolution and Chicago Fire 2. That's a 1 p.m. Eastern Time kickoff. So here in the Mountain Time Zone, that'll start in the morning at 11 a.m. FC Cincinnati and Crown Legacy, Chattanooga and Orlando City. And then on Sunday, wall-to-wall action. And it begins at 1 p.m. in the Mountain Time Zone, 3 p.m. Eastern. And winds you all the way through the evening. Philly Union and Huntsville City, a good match to kick off the day. Crew in action against Toronto SKC2 in North Texas. And rounding out the night, Real Monarchs and Los Angeles FC2. Our first half highlights are coming up next, where Austin leads 1-0. How did they get to that point? We'll answer that question when we come back from this break.
Dale pues, vamos allá, muévete más loco, como solo tú sabes. Así es, con las manos en la cabeza, sacúdete, sacúdete, mira, sacúdete.
really sweet.
Ahí está el centro.
¡Gol! Para Maxi Mesa para pegarle. Maxi le pegó. Huerta, Andretti, servicio, el tiro.
It's saved by Carlos. Con autoridad el centro. A la izquierda en las afueras del área le pega. ¡Golazo! Parte externa va a definir Chicho.
Austin controlled the opening 45 minutes. They outshoot Colorado by a 7-2 margin. Colorado's first shot didn't even come until the 39th minute. But time to take a look at our first half highlights from this match here at the University of Denver Soccer Stadium. And it was Bryant Farquharson really taking advantage of opportunities on this right-hand side. He had the first 3 shots of the match, and they all came within moments. But here is the opener in the 18th minute. Sheikh Toure picks out the run of Bobosi Aruhanga, and he was able to sting the strings with that finish. And right back to Farquharson. We talked about him all first half, and here, if not for a deflection, you wonder where that ball might have ended up. Always dangerous in those wide areas, finding space. And this time, Toure, excellent pump fake, threw that one in. Mazzaferro had eyes for that far corner of the target, missed it wide, and Farquharson, yet again, he would not be done. That was a really good save from Bandre. Did an excellent job of getting over to that ball, able to rescue that moment. And then here at the very end of the half, the 4th minute of stoppage time, a long-distance shot from Anthony Garcia whistles wide right. And that's how we sit at the end of 45 minutes of play. Well, what adjustments does Colorado have here in the second half? They had just 3 touches in the box versus 14 for Austin in their opponent's box in that opening 45 minutes of play. So what gives here in this second half of action? Austin and Colorado, 2 teams that, if you followed along last year, you knew that they were amongst the best in this entire league consistently, night in, night out. Every single match, you could count on victories. 4 losses for Colorado Rapids already this season. That's the total that they had in regulation in 2023 when they went 19 wins, 4 losses, and 5 draws. They won 4 with 5 penalty shootouts that they took last season as well. But in danger of perhaps surpassing that total tonight. But plenty of time left in this one. 45 more minutes to go. And here's the second half underway here from Denver, Colorado. Michael Watring and our crew, grateful to have you on board here tonight. Glad you're spending part of your Friday evening with us. Hope you're enjoying it so far, whether or not you're in any of the time zones in the country. This is the Mountain. I wonder what the second half might produce between these 2 clubs. And when I spoke with Eric Bushy and he talked about this Austin unit, started to take a little bit of a closer look at him throughout this season. Didn't know where they stood on the standings. Was very honest about that, but he knows that it's a fluid group and how they maneuver the ball around the field. And his biggest topic was, if we win possession, if we move them around, we're going to win the game. But that did not happen in that opening 45 minutes of play when they had 40% of possession. He thought that they could still win without the ball, but knew that it would be difficult to do so because of how compact, how solid this Austin defensive team was last year and this year. They were the best defensive unit last year by a mile. Here's a giveaway, but a foul whistled against Colorado. Jones is being called upon by Ben Meyer for an additional conversation. Jones accepts the chat. Trent's back to his end of the field. Eric Bushy was candid when he talked about the volume of players that they've played so far. He understands the design of the program, and they have to be transparent with the young men that they are coaching. Burton was open on this side. Pino chases. Jones recovers. He did mention, though, if you're the best field player in training, you're not losing your spot. And if you train hard, train well, there's not going to be a time. Your minutes are going to be altered by that. And that was really the challenge that he had with this group. I mentioned it at the outset. 28 players have seen the field already for Colorado Rapids 2 this year. 22 have played almost 2 full games in terms of minutes for the year. Logan Batiste sprints forward here. Slams on the brakes, re-accelerates. Burton on his backside. Batiste into Touré's chest. Touré gets knocked off the ball cleanly from Anthony Garcia. Garcia sprints into the 18. Garcia blasts one to the moon. Oh, it's really good work by Garcia to not only just win the ball, but find space. You could see his idea. He wanted the power of it, just couldn't keep it down. The conversation in the Austin locker room on the other side is, how do they handle a lead? You look back at last week, they were in control against Ventura County. That's exactly what Brett Utley talked about. Felt so good about where his group was, but they left points on the table due to their own inexperience. Here's a good speed. Diaz shuffles around one. Diaz measures. Vargas leads the team in goal scoring. Has been fairly quiet tonight. Trickles wide Batiste. Aguirre. Around the park it goes. Weaving in and out through the middle. Farrow plays it to the wide left, and it ricochets off of Nunez out, and it will be a throw here. I mentioned the lack of goal scoring that Austin have had so far this season. It's been a little bit of up and down. Late goals, early lead against Ventura County. There just hasn't been as frequent amount, and that makes it difficult on a nightly basis. Here's Garcia. That ball ends up on the feet of Vargas. It goes into the net. The official ruling is it's off of Austin first. Vargas scores for the 5th time this season, and we're tied at 1. Let's take another look at this one. Who did it hit last? Vargas, was he offside? That was the argument being made by everybody on Austin. But because of the ricochet, Vargas stays onside. And a beneficial bounce for Colorado. Well, how about that? That's one way to get back into this game. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. And the luck of the bounce and the pristine finish of Vargas. Foul whistle this time. That ends a scoreless drought at 276 minutes without a goal. It's the first goal scored by Colorado. We get a little bit of a scuffle here. Bodies go flying. Alstrup is in the mix. Vargas is having words, and Vargas gets shown a red card. Seconds after scoring the equalizer, Marlon Vargas has been sent off. A lot to unpack here. Here's the initial foul. Garcia coming in. There's the whistle. Where's Vargas in this mix? He's right in the middle of the field right now. And there it was right there. There was a little bit of added chat. And then the shove from Vargas, both hands. And Bonachera goes down. And Ben Meyer decisive in his choice. So it's a red card here in the 52nd minute for Colorado. And Vargas is still chatting. Any man wearing a red top that will give him any kind of time. Vargas will plead his case and will not win this one. Talk about the highest of highs of scoring your 5th goal of the season for Marlon Vargas. And the lowest of lows, putting your team down to 10 men. The 5th goal of the year for Vargas puts him in 4th place of sole possession on the Golden Boot race. And out of that mix as well, Mazzaferro picks up a yellow card. So a little bit of back and forth there. And now for Colorado, it seems to have been this kind of season. Things seem to be going forward. It's 2 steps forward, or it's 1 step forward and 2 steps backward. Burton sprints, lines it out. Toure. How does Colorado handle this moment now? Long ball sent on the right side by Ruhanga, the goal scorer for Austin. Torres bounces that ball off of the defender.
Your attention, please. A red card has been issued to the Rapids to number 39, Marlon Vargas.
Torres.
52nd minute.
Burton. Sent forward. Burton again. Chops it backwards.
To Austin FC2.
Toure looking for Pino.
In the 53rd minute.
Toure taps it down. Garcia spins it away. Well, there's a fascinating situation here at the park now. Looks like it's 92 seconds, the differential between the goal and the red card. Burton charges. Around this ball goes. Comes back out. Ramirez tees it up. Torres. High-arcing bender around. Burton tracks it down. Well, if the field wasn't already slanted in Austin's attacking area, it certainly will be now. Ramirez. Now in the middle of the field, Diaz. Here's the interesting topic. Chat about this league and about this format. What a growing moment this can be for the Rapids. You never want to be down a man, but certainly as part of this league, teachable moments, critical on a night in and night out basis. And this is one of those. You've equalized, it's one apiece. You have to defend for probably 40+ minutes. Can you walk off the field with a point tonight and get yourself the penalties and maybe make it 2 against this Austin team that entered with the 2nd fewest goals in the league? Only Carolina's 3 were fewer than Austin's 4 entering the night. Bouncing around through the middle of the field. And he's taken away. This part of the match is brought to you by Dick's Sporting Goods. Every season starts at Dick's. Here's a rare traverse into the offensive area. Anthony Garcia trying to find space. Slides it back. Frederick swings it around. Nunez's shot hits a defender. Bonachera. And a foul after the fact as Nunez went down. Well, would be fortunate to not walk away with anything more. And a couple pieces of grass in his socks. Went after that one hard. The goal for Vargas was the first Rapids goal since April 7th, a 44th minute goal from Alec Diaz. That would prove to be a 5-3 loss to Sporting Kansas City. They scored 3 first-half goals that night. But the voluminous amount of goals that they've allowed this season, given up 16 now, tied with Miami for the most. Actually, Miami has 17 allowed, so second most in the league. They entered tied with Miami for most allowed in the league this year. Here's this ball into the 18. Pino can't leap up there to get it. And a foul whistle. There wasn't much there, but enough for a whistle to blow. The only time this year that the Rapids have not given up more than 2 goals in this 5-match stretch. And the 1-1 draw to LAFC 2 on March 31st. Also happened the season opener and a 2-1 win at St. Louis. Colorado playing with 10 men. After Vargas scored in the 52nd or 51st minute, in the 52nd he received a straight red for a shove. An altercation. This ball headed down. Those are the moments that the Rapids need. And whatever flashes they can get. Frederick turns. Jones wafts it forward. Batiste, the first man to it. Batiste whips it back. Frederick hefty on the initial touch. He draws the foul. And Colorado with an opportunity here in an extremely dangerous location. Wayne Frederick, the rookie out of Duke, the number 2 overall pick after 2 years of the Blue Devils. Found himself at the top of the 18 and the hefty challenge coming in. And a foul against Micah Burton. Give the Rapids an opportunity here. Facundo Nunez looks like he is the man that wants it. Robinson Aguirre, second all-time in club history in appearances, number 45 tonight, also there. 1 hour in the books, 1 apiece in this match. Michael Watring and her crew watching this one. Nunez aims and stings it over the top. Bairuhanga scored in the 18th. Vargas equalized in the 51st. And Nunez swings the leg that time. Hits it too high. Nevertheless, though, moments that could most certainly be illuminated down the stretch. This ball laced along that left-hand side. It trickles out. Vargas's goal only the 3rd time that a Rapids player has scored in the second half. And a couple changes to be made here.
For the substitutions, Colorado Rapids 2 making a change in the 61st minute. Entering the game on number 52.
So 2 changes, Andre Romo and Patrick Dormo come onto the field. Stevie Flores and Wayne Frederick come out. 17-year-old Romo and the 18-year-old Dormo. This ball played dangerously off of the restart. Colorado fortunate just to get that ball out of harm's way. On that left-hand side, here we go. Colorado starting to find a little bit of a surge. The only show in town to cap a 6-match night in MLS Next Pro. Storylines aplenty in the rematch of the Western Conference Final from 2023. The reigning champs Austin looking to begin their charge up the league charts. Two teams that were excellent last year, struggling this year. What an excellent touch that is. Nunez gallops, and his run eventually comes to an end as Gomez intervenes. Colorado, the top team in the West, tied with Crown Legacy for the most points. Austin won 4 matches on the road to win the championship. First team from MLS or MLS Next Pro to achieve that feat. And looking to make it 7 in a row unbeaten on the road, dating back to last season. They haven't lost a road match since September 24th at North Texas. Gomez. Here's Farkland. Around the field, Mazzaferro gets it back. Here's Toure, now playing centrally. Farkland wide right. Farkland stops, starts, pokes. Twist and a turn here from Irvin Torres. The Academy product. Ramirez scored in the Cup final last season, a penalty goal. Toure gets bumped off of the ball, and a foul is given. Ultimately, Andre Romo, the 17-year-old, grew up in Albuquerque. He's an MLS Next All-Star representative in the Western Conference last year. Quick restart. Aruhanga. Farkland steps over the ball, crosses. Cleaned up, Bandre. I think Bandre's had a really nice match tonight. He's controlled his box. He's a willing learner, according to his coach, Eric Bushy. Toure. This part of the match is brought to you by Coca-Cola. Score great taste with Coke Zero Sugar. Since the red card, no shot attempt so far for Austin. Toure back to the right. You hear Brett Utley across the park providing his orders. Mazzaferro. Tanned is an exceptional defender in the box. Here's the run from Pino. Stumbling Bandre. Moves on to this one cleanly. 7 goals that Austin have allowed this season have come in the second half. Twice in stoppage time, including the equalizer last week in the first minute of added time against Ventura County. The Rapids have almost been rejuvenated after the red card. Certainly the goal 90 seconds before helps in that cause, leveling the terms. Here's Farkland once more. Toure spins it around. It finds the back post. It's bounced down. It was an excellent run from Bonachera. Ultimately, though, nobody on the back end of that transaction. There it is again, Toure. What a run from out of your picture. Pino is making that sprint along the middle to the near post. Here's some pressure. This is dangerous. Andre hides it forward. Hefty late challenge that will lead to a booking here as well. Ramirez picks up a yellow. In the 68th minute. Colorado went down to 10 men in the 52nd. Since that point, there have been 2 shots from Colorado, and now sitting at 8-6. Only 1 shot attempt in the second half for Austin, and really 1 shot attempt in the last 40 minutes, dating back to that first half. Farkland stopping and starting. You look at the bench. Steve Lewis-Jean is available. Brian Arellano, Anthony Deanda, and Luke Spadafora. The 4 players available for Brett Utley tonight. Much needed for Colorado now. Anthony Garcia pokes it to the middle, just out of the reach of Diaz. As Colorado exposed it all here. Aruhanga chases Pino and Nate Jones have a duel, and it's Nate Jones winning the race. For the quick restart, Irvin Torres, there's nobody there for him to select from. Last year in the Western Conference Final, Colorado 14-13 shot leaders. Each team had 5 shots on target, a little bit more aggressive between both sides. We didn't get a goal in that Western Conference Final. Austin would win it 4-1 in penalties. The lone man to convert that's available tonight, Alonso Ramirez for Austin. That ball was saved. Farkland did really well there. Looked like he had no chance. Able to get the right leg around it. Monteferro to this sideline now. Farkland brings it down. Was hoping for a little bit of a chip. Doesn't test bad, Ray. Austin has never beaten Colorado in regulation. 5th meeting here tonight. 2 wins for the Rapids and a couple draws in the first 4. 20 minutes to go. Colorado handling the 10 men solidly right now. Torres, though, bags the go-ahead goal off of a turnover. Austin gets his 2nd shot of the second half. Irvin Torres has his first professional goal, and it's a go-ahead one against Colorado. It's just a giveaway and a great intervention at the right time, and it's a fine finish from Torres. And Austin has gone back in front. Third second half goal of the year for Austin. And the reigning champions have scored multiple goals in back-to-back matches after failing to do so in their first 4. Change coming. And Diaz is coming out. Nate Strelnauer, the 18-year-old from Las Vegas, is in. Now, how does Colorado respond?
Austin FC's 2 goals scored by number 18.
There's just sloppiness in the back. There had been some times that Colorado have flirted with danger off of some restarts or off of the goal kicks. And here, uncharacteristic for Colorado. That'll be one that'll drive you nuts. And now they pull back even with Miami for the most goals allowed in the league this year. And it is the 5th time in the last 6 matches that Colorado have allowed multiple goals in a match. To the left sideline, this ball goes just out of the reach here of Micah Burton. This is the area where Colorado gave the ball away. They survive almost 20 minutes down a man, but could not survive the entirety of that 20. And now you have to wonder, where do the goals come from? You look on the field right now, Marlon Vargas picked up the red. He's got 5 goals on his pocket. This ball tangled up. It looked like it might have hit a hand. Bodies tangle up again, and finally there is a foul whistled. Antonio Gomez is the guilty infraction. Patrick Dormo, only man that has scored so far this season for Colorado. Here it is again, a little bit of a tangle. And Gomez, as you would expect, frustrated. This part of the match is brought to you by AAA. Expect something more. Well, it's a free kick here. And Facundo Nunez doesn't shoot this time, chips instead. And a solid header caught by Allstrip with the flag up for offside. Just about a quarter hour remains in this one. How does this one come to a conclusion? The good news for Colorado is they had been held scoreless in their last 2. The bad news is 92 seconds after they ended a 276-minute scoreless drought, the goal scorer, Marlon Vargas, was shown a straight red after an altercation. After a foul that seemingly came out of nothing, a foul that you would see on a daily basis. A little bit of pushing and shoving, and then Vargas stepped in for his teammate and knocked a man over. A player that Eric Bushy calls one of the best players he's ever coached in transition and technical execution. Is the exact kind of player that they would need down the stretch here in this one. Austin playing with the same 11 that they started the game with here tonight. Farquhar stopping and starting. And we'll recycle around to Ray. Firmly in control of the ball now. The goal that Vargas scored came off of a bad ricochet. Just found himself in the right spot to be able to finish. Brad Utley talked about his group and used the phrase, can we upgrade the opportunity? Doesn't want to settle for a half chance. Wants that full opportunity. And both goals that they've scored tonight have been terrific passes. Pinpoint, and the finish is even better. Frustration being taken out here. And Now we do get a change. Austin will make its first of the match. Anthony Deonda coming in, Micah Burton coming out. And a defender into the mix for Deonda. This is the first change that Austin has made tonight. Entering this evening, these two teams were right there at the bottom of the Western Conference table. And as it stands right now, after Minnesota lost at St. Louis, they sit at 3 points. Houston takes 2 points in a penalty shootout win against the Town, so they sit at 3 points. Colorado just 1 point clear, with just the 4 points after they had 66 a season ago. And in danger of exceeding their loss total from last season. Here tonight on May 3rd. Be the 5th to start the year, unless they can find some kind of lightning in a bottle in the final dozen minutes plus stoppage time. Don't miss Colorado's next game, May 12th, when they take on high-scoring Cameron Habibula and SKC2. Coverage from Rock Chalk Park starts at 3 p.m. Eastern on MLSNextPro.com. .62% of possession in this match has come from Austin. Answers just haven't been there consistently enough for Colorado tonight. Eric Bushy and I spoke this week. Talked about that there's a period of time where they can grow, and talks about the changes that they've had brought in some players late in the process, have worked through a lot of different changeover. Certainly some returning players on this team. During their time off, he wanted to focus a lot of time on having these players enjoy training. A handful of guys joined the team that missed the entirety of the preseason. That's always a challenge, and particularly in this league, where you might have players training with the first team or with the academy and going back and forth between the two. Trying to find that continuity, always a challenge. And admitted that they're not where they need to be right now to be able to function successfully on a week-to-week basis. But, mentioned, winning can certainly change some of that mindset. Need to find ways to continue to grow together. And here tonight, down by a goal, down by a man, with 10 minutes remaining. Do they have anything left in the tank to be able to pull off a stunner here? Ruhanga opened the scoring for Austin in the 18th minute. That's how we stood at halftime, 1-0 in favor of the reigning champs. The best team in the Western Conference last regular season scored in the 51st minute, the 7th time this year that Austin have allowed a second half goal after they had not allowed an opponent to score in the first half. Marlon Vargas scores off of a deflection in the 51st. And 92 seconds later would pick up a straight red card that would set his team back. Despite a couple shots over the next window of time, the turnover, ill-advised, under not a ton of pressure. A poor pass. Alonzo Ramirez bounced on it, set up Irvin Torres to score the go-ahead goal for his first pro goal. Farkland whips this around. Deonda chases. Does he hold on to it? He does not. So 2 changes here for Colorado as they try to get a little bit more into the mix here. Ricardo Pena is coming in. The 19-year-old midfielder from Costa Rica. He joins Rogelio Garcia, a 16-year-old from Oklahoma City. So those two come onto the field. Aguirre is off, as well as Daniel Garcia. So 2 more changes. That is 5 different players that have come onto the field here in the second half. Any of those young men provide any kind of change to the current sequence and the current status of this match. Legs perhaps. And this ball will come back as a booking is shown to Sebastian Pino. He's the 3rd man on the book for Austin. All are still on the field. So that's something to keep an eye on, and the last thing that Austin could afford would be a second yellow. Level the playing surface. Colorado has to take advantage of this moment. A chance to push forward. Nunez. Able to complete that pass. Strellenauer. Glides around. Hefty on that touch. Runs into Pino. Gets it back. Strellenauer shoots. And Alstrup gobbles that one up. Pretty good run right there from the 16-year-old from Sin City. Why not take a chance there? But Alstrup in front of him the entire way. Strellenauer. Here's Alonso Ramirez. The 3rd penalty goal last year in the Western Conference Final. Don't forget, we've got more MLS Next Pro action for you tomorrow. First up, Revs 2 and Fire 2 at 1 p.m. Eastern on MLS Season Pass. Good way to start off your Saturday with a couple games on the docket tomorrow. Chasing after this one. That's a Faro. Goes down and draws the foul. The final of our 6 matches tonight in MLS Next Pro. Speeding toward a finish line. As Austin looks to break out of a 3-match winless drought. The 3rd time in club history it's happened. Austin, during their last 4, has given up 4 total goals. They've been stingy. 7 goals allowed this season. St. Louis has given up 6. North Texas has given up 5. Those are the only 2 teams that have given up fewer goals this year than Austin. Another solid defensive season brewing for Austin, but the points just haven't been there frequently enough. The full complement would be a heck of a win here today, regardless of circumstance. To get 3 points on the road in Colorado, never an easy task. Farkland makes the turn. Cuts the corner now. Tosses this in. Pino gets to the top. It skies it over the top of the crossbar ultimately. Really good work. Farkland starts it off. Pino rises to the occasion to win the header. Just couldn't keep it down. So much to ask for right there from Pino, 6'1" Chilean. Here's another dangerous ball. That back line is sort of with danger all night, if not for their own miscue. In the 71st minute, we might still be tied. Strellenauer. Toure loses it. Strellenauer tries to find the angle. What a stop from Alstrup. A bicycle kick is saved by Alstrup. Wow! Rogelio Garcia had his sights set on a theatric equalizer. But it all started with Strellenauer. Found an angle. What a save from Alstrup. The bicycle kick from Garcia. And Alstrup with an incredible moment. preserves the advantage here for Austin. Marcus Alstrup, 19 years of age, out of Denmark. Definitely said that he's grown in his effectiveness defending crosses. And he's challenged Alstrup to be in better command of his box. I'll tell you what, right there, that grades out as an A++ for me. Doesn't get any better than that from Alstrup. Talk about a key and critical moment. If you're Colorado, you're not going to get a lot of opportunities. And in all honesty, looking at the night, that is by far their best build-up performance of the evening. The way that they were able to work that ball from the midfield all the way down. Straunauer to get the first opportunity, and then the second chance coming on the bicycle kick attempt. From Garcia. The goal that they scored in the 51st minute, Vargas just found himself in the right place. And Vargas was able to finish off of a deflection from an Austin defender. At 87th minute. Star that one highlighted. We've had some good goals in this match. We've had some fine individual performances. Marcus Alstrup tee that one up. What a moment that one is. That hits the official, and that'll stop play. Straunauer swings it around here in the 90th minute now. Colorado looking for a late stunner. This ball into the 18, just over the reach of one, and just out of the outstretched leg of another. Straunauer the first, Batiste the second. Neither could link on. Austin makes a change as well here in the 90th minute. And Arellano comes in. Farkland, who was great in the first half, comes out. And it brings us to 6 minutes of stoppage time here tonight. So into stoppage time we go. Some nail-biting moments in this match for Austin. Frustration mounting for Rapids, winless in their last 5 entering the match. 4 losses and a draw in that stretch. They haven't won since the opener this year. A team that's lost now 3 in a row, in danger of a 4th consecutive loss. They haven't won a match at home since October of last year. They edged the town 1-0. The most home wins a season ago in MLS Next Pro with 9 of them. But they've given up a bunch of goals this season. For the 5th time in the last 6, they've given up multiple. And a 2-1 deficit. This one going down to the wire. Colorado looking for a late burst, but a foul is whistled. Deonda is going to get booked, I believe, or is he? Yes, he is. And it wasn't for the foul, it was for what he said after the fact. Ben Meyer shows him the booking. minutes to go in this match. Third of the way home in this stoppage time. Twice this season, Austin has given up stoppage time goals. Looking to avoid that tonight. Second half stoppage time goals, that is.
Austin FC 2, number 25, Anthony Bionda.
He's tangled up for a moment. It's a Farrow. He's wide. I think ultimately, if you're Eric Bushy in Colorado Rapids, you're frustrated. You have to appreciate the heart and the effort that your group has given here down the stretch. What you've done here to hang around in this match, to have chances, if not for terrific saves from a goalkeeper, who knows how this match could have ended tonight, if not for a turnover as well. Heavy focus on Colorado. Significant piece of their match evaluation has been running more danger and getting between lines. The fitness level was good. The capacity to work hard, excellent. Just haven't been able to find that finishing touch frequently enough. And with Norman Vargas leading the way with 5 goals, you can see when he's off the pitch, maybe that's time for somebody to step up and step in and take those chances. Here we go again with the Rapids as we wind into the 5th minute of stoppage time here in the second half. Ultimately taken off the ball, Pena. Here, this ball goes into space. Deonda has it, sprinting forward. 3 men join the party. Deonda lifts this one out. Pino and Maruhanga were joining the fray. Could have put the finishing touches on it. Rapids might have one more chance left. So trying to build something up. Just as they give the ball away, now having to scramble. Pino with a good touch, carries it down. No real need to go for a third. Possession more valuable at this point. Deonda holds and carries it over to the corner flag where he's met by Patrick Dormo. Nice touch by Deonda on the ball out. Romo sends it down the field. Farrow watches it out and ensures that he gets a piece of it. Take a few seconds off of the clock. A little bit of gamesmanship here from Austin. More than willing to take a few seconds off by resetting their shape. Pino unable to make the turn as bodies get tangled up. Farrow chases after it, heads it backwards. Alstrip has come up clutch tonight. 3 saves for him this evening. 2 came in the span of seconds. 87th minute, just when it looked like Austin was going to be able to coast to victory. Had to make 2 great saves, one on a bicycle kick. And he sends this ball out to midfield, waiting for the final whistle. In a rematch of the Western Conference Final from 2023. Austin leads by a goal. Will there be enough time for Colorado to get one more chance? And there is your final whistle. Just like the Western Conference Final last season, Austin prevails. Irvin Torres' first professional goal proves to be the winner. The 16-year-old allows Austin to pick up the full complement of points and end a 3-match winless drought. Tonight's man of the match. You can talk about the goal scorers, but at the end of this match, the moment of the match, in the 87th minute, Strelnauer found himself in space on this left-hand side. He was able to get a good shot off. Alstrup saved it, and then Garcia's bicycle kick met by Alstrup, and that is tonight's man of the match, presented by Adidas. Austin FC's Marcus Alstrup gets the man of the match tonight. And it's Austin getting the full complement of points. They're now unbeaten on the road in their last 7 as they upend Colorado for the first time in regulation in the history of the series. The final score is Austin FC 2 and Colorado Rapids 1. For our entire MLS Next Pro broadcast crew, I'm Michael Watring, signing off for now. Don't forget you can watch MLS Next Pro all season long at MLS Season Pass on Apple TV and MLSNextPro.com. Action starts tomorrow at 3 in the afternoon as Revs 2 and Fire 2 kick off. Good night, everybody.
This copyrighted broadcast of Major League Soccer may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Major League Soccer.